plane. How about a little black box that turns water into fuel? Put it in your car and watch your mileage go through the roof. Robert Guild says the device he invented can do just that. Okay, Robert, I'm skeptical. How does it work?
Good morning. What it is, it's basic electrolysis, and it's something we've all learned in probably high school chemistry. And we're using a distilled water base, and through electrolysis, turning it into hydrogen gas, and then bringing it into the airstream within your car or truck, and then burning it along with your fuel that you're currently using.
So your car partially runs on hydrogen, right?
Correct. Correct. You're actually introducing hydrogen into the airstream that your car is burning.
So hydrogen is explosive. That was my first thought. Is this safe?
Yes, it is. Actually, we have our cells coated with an explosion-proof coating, which will keep it safe at all times, even in an accident. And we're not storing any hydrogen gas. So by not storing it, we're just burning every bit that we create by the cell. So
can it harm your car in any way?
No, it doesn't. Actually, the cars run much better on hydrogen, and we do have our protection system that we introduce into the oil. Hydrogen is very explosive, as you might imagine, and we put that in, and it lasts about 60,000 miles and keeps the engine enjoying the hydrogen, as it were, and actually prolongs the life of the engine so far in our testing.
So how much can it increase your gas mileage?
The highest we've recorded to date is 42%, and the lowest of the 200 vehicles we've done so far, about 15%. So somewhere in that range with, I'd say, 25 or 30 being the average.
Okay, so how much does it cost? Where can we get it, and how do you install it? Can you do that in about, 30 seconds, or maybe less?
Sure, absolutely. The average four-cylinder car runs about $1,500. To check to where we get it, we're doing it in Connecticut, and hopefully we'll be across the country over the next 90 days. And just look at cthydro.com, and you should be able to get lots more information on how it all works.
Well, we appreciate your being with us this morning. Robert Guild, thank you so much.
And everybody is looking for answers to the price pinch at the pumps. A local auto body shop claims to have the answer using hydrogen. KGUN 9 On Your Side's Dan Spindle finds out, does it work?
This may look like your ordinary four-cylinder engine, but what you can't see may surprise you. Don DeLong and David Hargrove didn't invent hydrogen fuel technology. In fact, the concept isn't new at all. As early as 1807, more than 100 years before Henry Ford's Model T, engineers and inventors were trying to power a vehicle using hydrogen. So why aren't the roadways flooded with hydrogen-fueled cars?
It's dollars. It boils down to dollars and cents as far as I'm concerned.
And it's not just about the cost of the unit itself, about $1,200 installed.
Nobody has figured out yet how to charge us taxes on something that's absolutely free, or how to charge us for producing what we're doing right here, right now.
Here's how it works. The hydrogen generator uses water, an electrolyte, and an electric current to produce the gas that's injected to make your engine run cleaner and more efficient. To prove they actually are producing hydrogen, watch the bubbles pop in the bucket of water. This is the power, they say, that can fire up your car to get between 15 and 50% better gas mileage.
This is not a fly-by-night thing. This is not a gimmick. I mean, it's not magical, and it took a lot of experimentation.
Charles Proctor is one of a handful of customers who has had the generator installed. Over a 4-month time frame, he's gotten a 13% increase in fuel economy on his 14-year-old pickup. But that's not the main reason for the switch.
My real motive for this is patriotic. I really think that this is something that's good for America. I think we need it.
I've had people tell me you can't be doing what you say you're doing. Well,
and what they are doing is creating a buzz for an alternative fuel source, and for that, we give it an A. They say hydrogen is the fuel of the future, but time will tell if this will catch on as an international phenomenon. If you've got a product you want us to test out before you buy it, let us try it. Dan Spindle, KGUN 9, On Your Side.
If somebody said they could save you more than 20% on fuel, triple the life of your engine oil, and cut your emissions by 80%, would you believe them?
Well, a local trucking company did, and now they are spreading the word that it actually works. What they're calling a breakthrough in hydrogen technology. In our Tech Fence report.
With 250 semis on the road across the East Coast to as far west as Denver, Walker-based Equity Transportation is considered a major. Clients like Steelcase, Hayward, and Meyer. So it's probably no surprise that somebody's always trying to sell them something, claiming it'll save some fuel.
We like to call them snake oil salesmen.
They almost never work. Then came Jim.
And all we're doing is adding enough hydrogen to burn that dollar's worth of diesel that you just bought. Instead of 87 cents or 86 cents, we're burning 99.5, 99.9 cents.
They started with 10 test units bolted onto existing trucks in their fleet, some with high mileage.
When we put this thing on, the thing just took off and started running, and I couldn't believe the results.
Results, they say, were confirmed independently with dyno tests at the local W.W. Williams Service Center and emissions tests at Iowa State. Fuel mileage went from the low 6s to the high 8s. Emissions cut by 80%, meeting those stricter standards for the year 2014. And the life expectancy of their motor oil tripled. How's it work?
What it is, we have a 1.8 liter bottle of water here. The water goes through the reactor. It separates the hydrogen and the oxygen in gas form, pipes it in down the gas hose into the intake manifold.
Sort of like a nitro system on a race car, adding a wisp of hydrogen that helps burn every bit of fuel in the combustion cycle.
Now that's important for the guys that are riding in the cab, because right now trucking's only got a margin of about 5 or 6%. When you can burn the entire contents of that fuel tank right there instead of pouring it out the smokestack, you can save up to 30%.
But keep in mind, these units aren't cheap.
The typical hydrogen generator is around $10,000. And at $1 or $2 a gallon, there's no justification to it. At $3, $3.50 a gallon, it can be a one-year payback.
Equity recently showed off their new technology to the Michigan Trucking Association, touting their tests and even displaying how clean the heads look after 40,000 miles of hydrogen injection on a 140,000-mile engine. Even so, with so much snake oil out there, people are skeptical, and rightly so.
I've experimented with it myself. I've seen it work, glimpses of it, but it's not proven yet.
Definitely I saw some increased fuel economy, and a byproduct of that can be horsepower. That's not their goal. Their goal is to really get fuel economy.
It works. The darn thing works.
These units are produced in Canada and sold through a distributor in Novi. According to Equity Transportation, they're one of the only trucking companies in the entire country using hydrogen injection. For more information, go to WXMI.com.
Two green car enthusiasts claim they've cracked the code to cutting carbon emissions while also saving you money. Their homemade hybrid technology makes fuel go further by adding water.
After years of tinkering and testing, these two Melbourne mates believe they've beaten the big car companies in the race to cut carbon. From the street, it looks like any other car, but a flick of the switch and it's hybrid. The mechanical mastermind behind the idea says he's driving down the cost of commuting while most motorists are under the pump.
You put $100 in, you save 20. It's as simple as that.
The simple secret, converting water into oxygen and hydrogen vapour, which when mixed in the engine makes the fuel go about 20% further or more than a third further with diesel.
Essentially we improve the combustion of the engine, so we're able to burn more of the fuel that's already there, giving the driver better mileage and a cleaner emission, so it's a win-win.
They're already running a lawnmower on nothing but the precious drop. And hope a petrol-free future isn't just a load of hot air. What started as a backyard dream is fast becoming a booming reality. The pair already taking hundreds of orders from drivers keen to cash in on their big idea.
Very exciting to be at that point in the commercial.
Pedestrians in London might not give this bus a second look in the city's busy streets, but it's a bus with a difference and its secret is in its sign. The H2 number on the front heralds a bus with a new source of power, hydrogen, and the rest of the sign explains zero-emission hydrogen bus. It's the stuff of sci-fi writers and environmentalist dreams, a quiet, cleanly fuelled bus which could make the future of public transport pollution-free. Its hybrid drive system was designed by San Diego-based ISE. Their spokesman is David McKenzie.
Well, it's super green because it doesn't have, large heavy metal to try and recycle. No large lithium-ion batteries. It's got ultracapacitors. It's got small, normal 24-volt batteries, and it's a fuel cell. So there's no oil depart from hydraulic fluid for the steering or oil for the axles on the vehicles. Apart from that, it's just pure water and coolant, and only water and water vapor comes out of the system.
Specially designed for transport for London, the energy storage system saves fuel, allowing the vehicle to operate for up to 19 hours without refuelling. A hydrogen station has been constructed in East London, which can refuel hydrogen vehicles. 8 new hydrogen-powered buses are to join a fleet of 100 already on the road, and that's a figure which is set to grow to 300. The sci-fi writer's vision may be nearer than many think. Penny Tweedy, Reuters.